Well, hello, farming friends, and welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mr. Moose. And today we're doing another mod showcase for you, and this time we feature the Ropa Euro Tiger XL Sugar Beet Harvester. How about this thing? Massive. This popped up over all the mod sites yesterday, and I thought, well, I'd take the time to give it a once over for you guys so you can see what it is, how it works, how the functionality on it is, and if it's something you want to add into your game. Now, I will say, I believe this is a port over from 2013. Some folks mentioned that it might have been from 2013, and after looking at it a little bit, I'm starting to think myself, yeah, that's where it came from. But still a pretty neat looking mod here for you, and we're going to go over all the parts for you. Now you've got your harvester here, of course, in bright yellow, and there's just some things about the edges and everything that lead me to believe this is a port over. Just there's some of the detail that's missing in it. And then you have your front head for cutting off the foliage, and then you have your head carrier, which is a pretty neat little item. This way you can cut down on the length of the unit on the roadway, so the actual head will go under this little device. And I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. So those are your three items for it. Let's check it out in the store real quick. It'll be in your mods folder, of course. And so you go to your mods category under beet harvesting, and here you have it. The Ropa Euro Tiger V8 3XL is $290,000. Which if you look at the price of it, the head and the head kit trailer, you're still right around 300, just a little over about $308,000, somewhere in there. That's a lot cheaper than the Sugar Beet Harvester in-game, the Grimm, because it's, what, $470,000? So that's pretty cheap for you. The Harvester itself, $55 a day in maintenance, and the capacity on it's 29,000 liters of sugar beets. That's pretty good. Not bad at all. If you were using a rental mod, it's $966 a day. An hour, my bad. The front foliage cutter, which is the PRXL, it's $15,000 and $10 a day. You're working with on it 4.5 meters, so about the same as the Grimm. And then your trailer here is $7,500, $5 a day in maintenance. So all this comes together in one package, and you'd buy each unit separately and bring them over here to the store. So let's go ahead and check this guy out and see what we got here. Got our conveyor for the sugar beets to go up in, which the design on this is a little bit different than the Grimm. The Grimm, of course, has your foliage cutter in the front, and then your harvest blade is back here behind the front tires. So your digger, which is back here. Alright, so let's jump up in this guy and we'll walk around it real quick. Conveyor's back here in the back. Yeah. Again, there's some flatness in it, and in some of the textures that just lead me to think, well, this is port over, But still a good looking mod, barring that. But again, like I said, there's some flatness in it that I can see. Alright, so interior wise, we'll get in and we'll take a look at. And you got some buttons here. There is a little bit of IC. I'll get into that in a minute. It basically has to do with these control buttons over here, which I'll just go ahead and hit it. You do have a little button so you can click your window out. Then you've got some buttons here and here that have to do with steering and unfolding the unit. So I'll get on to all that in just a second for you. But let's just look around. and go ahead and fire this guy up, see how it sounds. Here's where I have some issues with this mod. At first, it sounds great. I really like that. I like the little buzzer on it. It's like most typical diesels when you get ready to start them. You hit the engage button, you get that little buzzer, and then it starts up. But here's what I have an issue with. As I drive it and I start accessing more of the sound file, I'm starting to get little pops, little staticky sounds in my gameplay, and it gets really annoying, especially if you drive it for any kind of distance. You'll start to hear little staticky sounds popping in there, pops, little clicks, and it gets really bad after a while. That's the only thing I've really found that is annoying on this. I mean, it gets bad to the point where it'll drive you crazy. Alright, so we're going to do a couple little laps like a NASCAR driver here, because I'm going to show you a little bit about the steering. This has quite a bit of flexibility into it, and we'll go ahead and pull up some of the information for you. Now, if I open up my help menu, you're going to see keypad 0, additional help panel. So we're going to bring that up. Now you'll notice you've got all kinds of steering options. Key Z is auto steer. Key J, synchronized steering. Key M, offset steer, left side. Key N, offset steer, right side. Key K, total steer. Key Y, all steer. The minus key on your number pad, that's going to raise and lower your conveyor. Or plus sign lowers it, negative sign raises it. Keypad 4 is your work lights. Keypad 5 is the rear. Keypad 6 is elevator lights. 7 is your work lights in the left, right side, and then the cleaning stars work light is keypad 9. Key number 5 opens the front door, and 6 opens the window. We'll show all that to you, but I just wanted to show you this panel so you could see it. I'm going to get rid of it in just a moment, but what does all this do? Alright, first of all, synchronized steering. That's the mode we're in right now. That means when we make a turn on our little NASCAR track, you're just going to have articulated steering. Pretty straightforward. Now, that's nice. That works for you. Now, if you need a little more something different, you can hit the Y key and you can have all-wheel steer. But you lose the articulation when you do that. What's going to happen is it's going to work like a Lotus, and your back wheels are going to turn, as well as your front wheels. And you tend to get a little bit of a tightening turning radius. If we get over here and go, I can actually turn tighter with the all-wheel steer than I did with synchronized steering. So keep that in mind. When you need to make a turn, you're going to be able to turn a little bit tighter with the all-wheel steering than you were with synchronized steering. And that's pretty good. If we watch where I turn up here, again, you'll see I can turn in tighter with the all-wheel than the synchronized. But what if you wanted to turn even tighter? Well, there is total steer. And now, again, it says key K for total steer. Here's where I run into a little problem with that. Key K is part of the rental mod. So, in order to get that to work, I can jump into the cab of this. And again, I told you there was a little bit of IC on this. If I turn my head and slap my space bar, now hear that little stutter in the audio? Again, there's a little problem in the audio file, and it rears its ugly head, especially when you go into the IC in this. Okay, so here's our IC on this. You see we've got buttons active on the panel. I'll just run through them real quick for you. Unfold, unload conveyor belt. Activate offset steering left side. Activate offset steering right side. Unfold your harvester, fold the harvesting unit. Then you've got activate all-wheel steer, activate total steer, synchronize steering, and then final activate auto steer. So since K is bound to my rental mod, to get total steer on, I just come in here and I can click on the total steer button in the IC and I'm good to go. So what is total steer? Let's get back out of the cab and we'll take you for another drive on our little trek. And this time we're going to get all-wheel steering plus the articulated steering for even tighter turning corners, and a little kick out there. So yeah, we can get even tighter turns done by having the all-wheel and the articulated steering going at the same time, which is really good for field work. So you can make those nice tight turns when you're doing rows, and kick right on around and take the next row. So that's the steering section of that part. What is offset steer left and right? I'm sure you're wondering about that. What offset basically does is it kicks the rear unit. You've got your cab goes in whatever direction, but the rear offset. So if we go to M, we're going to offset to the left side, and basically it's going to give you a little bit of a crab mode. So you can sort of crab to one side. If you needed to crab back to the other side, I'd hit my N key and I can crab over just a little bit to the right. So that's what our offset is. Just think of it as a crab mode, but you don't have the individual control of it like you would if you had a true crab mode where it worked off your steering. But you still have the ability to turn as well with this. So there you have your offset, left and right. And again, you can turn with it on. You're just not turning really tight corners or anything with it. And then you can go back to your synchronize or total steer or whatever you want to do. Alright, so that's that. Let's go ahead and connect our head up real quick. I'll show you a few features of it. And then we'll go maybe harvest a little bit of sugar beet. I'm going to get rid of this panel. I don't really need it much anymore now that I've showed you all the steering methods. So we'll come over here, we'll grab our head, connect it up using Q just as normal, and you get it on. Now the head unit, of course, this is unfolded, ready to go. If we wanted to fold the head up, you'd hit your X key and that's going to fold the unit up for transport. There you go. Then when you were in the field, you would go ahead and unfold it like so. We would go ahead and unfold our harvester using the X key as well. You switch over to the engine. Remember guys, if you've got to do something with your head unit, you got to switch to the head unit. And if you're doing something with the harvester, switch to the harvester. And then we would fire the whole thing up when we were ready to harvest. And it gets going, and you can see the auger blade turning, all the conveyor belts are turning. Very nice. And when it came time to lower and unload, you'd hit your O button to unload. It would drop your pipe. And if you really wanted to play with the pipe, again, you've got your number keys where you can up and down. And you've got your lowered state that isn't, standard lowered state. But if you wanted to go even more lower, this thing will go almost completely flat. So, there you go. And that's the working mode of it. And we'll pack it all the way up. Let's shut her down. Pack everything back up. And we're going to put the head on the trailer. Alright, so to load your head on the trailer, you want to go ahead and switch over to your head because the prompt for it is going to come up off of the head, not off of the combine. And it's going to be your R key is what's going to allow you to attach. Now, when you attach, your head has to be on the side that has the little notch hanging off of it. If you look right here, see how this has got the little piece hanging off to this side? You've got to approach from this side to connect to it. If you go to the other side, it's an ugly situation. So come on up to it, and once you get underneath it like so, go ahead and fold your unit up. Get underneath it completely like that. Hit your R key. Oh, it's not gonna work right. There we go. Now hit your R key, and the whole unit is folded up on the transport, ready to go. And to get it off of the trailer, just come back up to it, get your little gear, hit your Q key, and then unfold the unit so you can pull out from underneath it. And again, you've got to switch back to the head, and then you can not get antsy like me and go ahead and get under it. So once again, to hook back up to it, just pull underneath it all the way. Go ahead and fold your unit up. And basically you can see on it, to hook it in, you see right here is a pin, and that's the arm. That's basically what you've got to have lined up. And you'll see the prompt up here says R, attach harvesting unit to trailer. Just do so and you are good to go. And then you can just back up to the trailer, hook it up, and head over to your field to do a little harvesting. And the last part of this video, I am going to show you a little bit of harvesting with it, just so you can see that it actually does function. So let's jump over here to our field where we have a unit standing by. Fire it up, and we'll get going, like I said. And now, hear the little stutters in the audio? I got problems with that. If I gotta listen to this the whole time I'm harvesting, I'm really not gonna like this unit. So that's the problem I have with it. Driving it around, doing work with it, I've had this really odd stutter in the audio file. I don't know if that's just my gameplay or what. I've done this twice now and I've had the same audio issue. So the only way I can get away from it and drive this unit without losing my mind is to come in cab and drive in cab the majority of the time. When I go outside, that noise will drive me nuts when it is rendering its ugly head. It comes and goes, but it's there. And it's exclusive to this unit. I don't have it on any other tractors in my game, so there's something with the audio file in this that is amiss. And like I said, it's not there all the time. It comes and goes. Alright guys, so there you have it. The Ropa Euro Tiger XL. It's available now for download, so check it out if you want something new for your sugar beet harvesting. It will function for you and do a great job. And like I said, the only real negative I've found in it is that audio file that may or may not, develop for you. It may be that I have two of them in the game right now. Maybe that's the issue, but I have two of them on this map, so I don't know if that's what caused it or what, but yeah. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and check this guy out if you're looking for something new, and come on back tomorrow. I'll have another video for you on Farm Sim tomorrow as I do a new video each and every day. If you like this video, do give me a thumbs up. It helps me out tremendously. And if you'd like to see more, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm Mr. Moose. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.